guys, so in my last video I said if you wanted to hear my cosplay contest and winners panel experience, you know, let me know and I'll make it. So this is that video. So let's get started. So here is my cosplay. This is not even all of it, and it looks not so great because this dress form is collapsed in and it doesn't really have too much boobs like I do, so it looks 1,000 times better on. And I have the other pieces that I couldn't put on here, like there's leg pieces and arm pieces and other pieces, but this is kind of like the gist. So let me start off by saying that I had originally made this with the intention of entering TwitchCon's cosplay contest. I did not get to enter it in time, so that's why I didn't enter it mainly. I probably could have entered it. I felt like I didn't have enough finished. And you had to have, it said most finished. I wasn't sure, so it just came down to it and I didn't enter it, but I knew that I would have it done by AWA. TwitchCon was the same time, but you had to have it entered way ahead of time. So I was like, well, I'll enter it in AWA. Since it was for TwitchCon and they have 4 different categories, they have larger than life, which is really huge, needlework, which is what I entered, FX, and armor. So needlework is just, you know, sewing, beading, embroidery, probably crocheting and knitting, anything that's done with the needle, that's that category. So that was my focus with this. I definitely have pieces that aren't needlework, and I think that helps me at AWA because I was just, theirs is more of an overall kind of thing. So since it was for TwitchCon, I took all my streams and I transferred them to my YouTube channel. So they're on there. They're unlisted because I don't know, there's just not a lot of information. They're really long and it's really hard to get work done while streaming. So most of my work was done off of streaming, and when people are talking, then a lot of me was just like focusing on that. So it's not like a really good representation of me at work, but I will put all the links to all those unlisted videos if you want to watch them. They're really boring, kind of lame, and they look like a for real bum. So that. So moving on to AWA and their contest. So I only enter in craftsmanship contests. That's typically all of the conventions that I go to have craftsmanship contests. I know other conventions in other parts of the US might be different, but that's what I'm used to entering. Oh, my memory card just died. Not died. My memory card died. Hopefully. I don't know if I'm in like a whole nother place or what is going on. So for craftsmanship contests, generally speaking, you have to make 75 to 90% of your costume cosplay, and then it has to be pretty much 100% made by you, so you can't really have a team come in and make your costume unless you're in like a group cosplay. But if it's just you, you have to make it yourself. And with craftsmanship, it's all about your skills for just how you make everything, how you bring it to life, how you interpret things, I guess, like the fabrics that you interpret, like just other design elements and fits, because a lot of things are on not human proportions, so you kind of have to make adjustments, but you don't want to take away from the character. It's mostly about how well you made this, and I think also the more skills you can show, the better. That's part of my reason why I'm like, I could have chose something that had more elements, but I was focusing on needlework. That's why I chose this one, but it worked out for me. So at AWA, when you want to enter in the cosplay contest, you have to sign up. I think you could sign up Friday night and Saturday morning, and then you get a time slot to come back in your cosplay. Other conventions, you just have to show up and first come, first serve. You have to be in line the whole time. Sometimes you're in line for like, it feels like all day long. So I really dislike that kind of format. I mean, if you get there really early, you're good as gold, but if you're like me, you're gonna be at the end of the line standing there for a long time. But this one had the time slots, which was really great. So you show up for your time slot, and then you kind of just wait in your time slot group, your time slot group, and then they call you up and they take a couple of pictures of you. I think they took a front picture and a profile picture. So then after you take your picture, you wait in another short line with your group to go get judged. They had 3 judges at AWA, 2 people. I don't know who they were. I'm sure they were someone in the cosplay community. And then the third one was the winner, the best in show of Masters category last year was one of the judges this year, and they do that every year, which I think is really cool because someone who really does this, they're going to be the best kind of judge because they know like the work that you put into it. So that was really cool that they do that, and I really appreciate that. And she was the one that was like flipping my seams. I'm like, I still haven't ironed this out, but I was just like, my seams look good, guys, don't you worry. But it's still nerve-wracking when they're all like I'm like, oh. So like I said, she looked at it close up. They don't always do that in prejudging, but she did, and you just basically tell them about your cosplay, and then sometimes they ask you questions, but I don't think they asked me any questions this time, which made me extremely nervous because I was like, oh my gosh, they didn't ask me any questions. They asked the last people in front of me a bunch of questions, and I didn't even explain everything. There were so many things that I forgot to talk about, and I'm like, oh no, I blew it. So after prejudging, you go about your day, and then you have to come back for the lineup, which was an hour before the cosplay contest. So it was at 8 o'clock. The cosplay contest was at 9. Well, it's not officially I guess it's like the showcase, really, because we've already been judged. And so we just wait for a long time in a big holding room. It's about 100 contestants, so it's a lot of people to like wrangle and get together. And then people who marked hot and bulky, which I didn't know I could have marked that on mine, but the hot and bulky like cosplayers got to go first, like, because, you know, you're hot and bulky, and this was hot and bulky and very like difficult to move in, but I was okay. I was like, I managed, and I had heels on that weren't very comfortable. I managed. Eventually they get everything sorted out, and then we go out of the room, we wait outside, we snake into the dealer's room, artist alley, which is already like closed down, but that's kind of next to the big room, like where the stage is for the cosplay contest. And so we're just backstage waiting. It feels like forever. It feels like we're there for hours, but I'm like, it was probably back there for like 20 minutes. And it's a lot of people. I was towards the end of the line, so, you know, like, that was a lot of people to like wait. So everyone gets their turn on stage. You walk up on stage to the middle towards the front, do 3 poses, and then you walk back off. And I noticed once I started getting closer to the stage, I noticed that they were putting up our pictures from before that they took during prejudging on the big screens on the sides. So I thought that was cool. I was like, oh, I hope I didn't look crazy in that picture, because I was super rushed when I put this on. I didn't see it because I was facing the audience. Everyone has their time on stage, and then they announce the winners. And they have 3 skill categories, which are kind of like the top, the best of the best in those skill categories. And then they have a bunch of other more special categories, specific categories. Each judge gets a pick. It doesn't have to be based off of like craftsmanship. Usually they do it like that, but you can pick whoever you want to. So there's 3 judges picks, and then there's like a best anime, a best video game, a best original character, best, I don't know. There's a couple different categories of best of those. After that, then they have the youth category. You don't have to necessarily have made everything yourself, but kind of was involved with the making process. And I think it's 15 and under, I think, for the youth category. You have the best youth, and they get their award. And then the next is best novice, which is the bottom tier of skill levels. So if you're new to cosplaying or entering contests, if it's like your first contest, you would probably enter in that category. Or if you've entered in novice before but never won, you know, you can keep on entering novice until you win, I guess. And then you have journeyman, which is a step above novice but not quite masters. You've won a couple of novice. I think you can have won up to 3 times as a novice before you have to bump up to journeyman. It's a huge jump from novice, because novice is just like super beginner, kind of. Novices are really good now. Journeyman is a huge, scary jump for me. And sometimes I can't tell like who entered journeyman and who entered masters, because it's so close, the masters and journeyman I see. Like, that's what I kind of see. So they announced that person, and it was me! They're all like, I'm gonna butcher this name. And I was like, they're gonna butcher this name. That's me. They're gonna say my name. I wish I would put like Rainbow Redwood. I think I'm gonna start putting that now. But I love my name so much, which is Sequoia. Hi guys, I'm Sequoia. I know Rainbow Redwood is easier to say. I need to get a new memory card because this is ridiculous. I don't even know where I left off. After Best Journeyman is Best Masters. That's the best of the best, the top. Even professional costume makers can enter in that category. Most skilled cosplayers. And so they announced that, and contest over, bye! It was just really cool. I don't know. I was so nervous, and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna win. I was like, maybe I can win Best Video Game Character. Maybe I'll win that. Or a judge's pick, I don't know. But probably not, because they didn't ask me any questions. Oh, I got Best Journeyman, so yes, I already told you about what I won and the email I got about the panel and the money. So I went to the panel the next morning. They're like, did anyone who was in the winners come just walk in? Go up front, they hand me the microphone. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And so I just explained kind of how I made everything and how I went about stuff in super detail because I had the time to do so. And then people asked us questions. I have a couple written down right here. Why I started cosplaying. We were talking about how I just love costumes. It was just really cool to, you know, when you have a character that you like or just like a design that you really like, and just to bring that to life. It's fun and exciting and get to be something else. That's what I love. And then that was my initial, I just wanted to wear more costumes. And then once I started getting into cosplay, it was just like the community aspect of it, which I really love. As time goes on, there's more representation in media of people of color, just all the people of color basically. There's more representation and more like, not just like, here's a black person, but that's not just like a stereotype. There's more of that as time goes on. Still not enough, but there's more of that. And then at conventions, there's even more of that. And it's so cool just to see like different body types and different skin colors and different, just like everything being represented at conventions. It's just such a cool sight to see and really encouraging. Of course, I mostly go to anime conventions. I feel like that's more community and there might be more negative at like a comic book convention. I don't know. I've heard some stories. It's a really cool thing, and just to be able to encourage other people that, I don't know, a lot of people feel like they have to be in a box, and just to see me just doing what I'm doing, people are just like, I don't have to be in a box anymore or ever. I can just do what I want and not like, who cares? Like, so that was really cool. Another question was what my favorite anime is, and it's Princess Jellyfish. And I said it's funny and cute, and I like things that are funny and cute. So I really like Princess Jellyfish. And I just like the slice of life animes. Those are my favorite. I don't really watch a lot of like action ones or even drama ones. I guess there's some drama, but like slice of life comedy kind of ones, that's what I like. When I was talking about my cosplay, I mentioned about the time and the money spent briefly. I forgot why I said it. I didn't say the time or the money that I spent, but I mentioned it, and then the questions came of like how much time and how much money, and I was like, I don't even know how much time. I know like the time frame of I worked over it over a few months, but I don't know how many hours I spent on it. And then money, I keep pretty decent track of that. And I spent $120 of new materials, new things. I had like the contact cement container. Of course I didn't use that whole thing, but I even counted that whole thing as the expenses for it. $120, even with fabric. I wasted like 5 to 7 yards of like white and cream fabric trying to like make this stupid simple skirt that I was just having a hard time with for some reason. And there was like a little bit of other wasted materials, but not too much. Just like the white fabric. I was just like, let's just do things terrible, yay! The one who won Masters, I think she said she spent like $600 or $700 on her costume, which is understandable because hers was like super awesome, and she had a lot of Warbler. Like when you're buying like sheet after sheet after sheet of Warbler, like that's like the most part that your money is spent on. Another question they asked us was what we hate about, I guess, making a cosplay. I have like so many things that I hate, but I I said this one thing, and I think the one who won Best Masters, she said the same thing, and it's just like when you have to go outside and do something, that's just like always like a pain, because you know, you have, when you're inside, you have all your stuff usually in one place, so you're not running around the place. But when you have to go outside, you have to take stuff, and then you often forget, oh wait, I forgot this, oh wait, I forgot this, and then after you're done outside, you have to bring everything back inside, and then like that's just annoying. But for me, it's like the bugs. Mosquitoes love me so much. I was working on some of these pieces, covering it with contact cement, and there's that time in the evening, like at dusk, when the mosquitoes are like, hey, party, and I happened to be outside during that time. I don't know why. I was like, let's do this. I still think I sprayed insect repellent on, but they were like, we don't care, we don't care. I had very short shorts on, and I was squatting down on the ground, painting on contact cement on foam and fabric. A little bit later in the evening, I noticed that my butt was itching, and I was like, the bottoms of my butt cheeks are itching. And then I noticed that I got mosquito bites, like 2 on my butt and 1 on my upper thigh and 1 on my arm. I have goosebumps. Oh, I hate it so much. But I told them that story about how like, just like the bugs, that just ruins outside for me. And then like, it's so humid. Hopefully this will be the last time that I have to change out my memory card. I'm not used to dry weather. I mean, I am used to dry weather. I'm not used to humidity. My thighs just touch too much for it. No. I also don't like it when people are staring at me while I'm trying to work on something. People just be like, I'm like, I see you standing there staring at me. Why are you so rude? I feel like there was more things we talked about or more questions that was asked that I can't remember right now. So I'm just gonna stop here. I hope you like this long video. I'm sorry that it is so long. Alright guys, till next time. Bye! I don't like to wear my glasses in videos because of the glare, but then it makes me squint because I'm just like, I don't even look at you act like the viewfinder's not there. Just look at the camera, then you won't squint to see yourself. I can see! Alright, till next time. Bye!